I'm happy that I still have all of my essential parts intact. I'll go look for a new wheel. There goes that. Let's see how we look here. We're already kind of fished out. I can make that hole about twice the size. So this is called an air cooler. It's called an intercooler, but all it is an air cooler. What happens is when the air goes through your turbo, it gets pushed together. And anytime you take anything and push it together, you create heat. You will make it hotter. If you took the air that's in between my hands and compressed it and made it into a small ball of air, pushed it into a tank, or took a turbo, which is a wheel, and forces air into a pipe, the air will get compressed. More air will go into the pipe, pushing air into the pipe. And when you do that, you heat it up. And hot air does not work as well in going into an engine as cold air. You want the air to cool down, not heat up. So you've compressed it to get more air in. Now you need to cool it down. So we run it through a cooler called an intercooler. And the intercooler is made of aluminum, not steel, because aluminum will cool off faster than steel. Once the hot air goes into the aluminum, it gets forced through these. They're like little pipes in there. And then these tiny little fins are attached to those because they will make the metal cool off fast. Aluminum cools off fast. And then I'll have a fan blowing air through here because you can blow through these fins. You can blow through them, so you put a fan, you blow through there, and now you're blowing cold air on the aluminum. As the hot air goes through it, it will cool down and come out the other side cooler. So that's the idea. Now we want to push a lot of air, and this intercooler came with a little hose attachment. And I didn't think it was big enough, so I cut it off. I cut the hole bigger. I cut the big end off of that one, which is too big. And then this will get welded here, and more air will be able to travel through my little intercooler.
But that hole is a D.
That hole is a D. D for digger. Perfect. That'll get welded there. Now all we need to do is find an aluminum welder, because you can't weld aluminum with a steel welder.
How are we going to get an aluminum welder?
You're gonna have to go find a friend that has one and borrow it. All right. No matter what, I can't stop now. I am way too close. Way too close to the moment we've all anticipated. Will it work? I can't rightly say. Will I keep a stack of 5 washers in there? No, I don't think so. I've got to make some sort of a fan shroud around this thing. Fan shroud, and the fan's got to get mounted somewhere. It's probably going to be in the back at this point. Make room back there between the fuel cell and the radiator. As I understand that if you cross the wires on an electric fan, you can make it switch directions and push or pull. I think in this case you'd probably want to push. I could be wrong. Maybe you'd want to pull air that. I don't know. Probably want to push cold air in instead of pull hot air out. I'm not sure if it matters. First things first, I'm going to mount this intercooler. Get it snug as a bug in here. I've got some bottom plates I just made I'm going to weld in. So first thing I now is need to tighten these bolts. A little trim so that this pipe will match up with it. ounce of the intercooler up. I'm gonna weld a ring on the outside of the intake tube, even if it doesn't go all the way around, just something for the clamp to pull on if it ever tries to blow this hose off. I think it'll be okay. Never stop when I'm ahead. Hi. I don't know what's going on down there, but it's still burning. You check it out and then come back and tell me. It's keeping me warm. So now I'm digging into the P-pump. I'm gonna go in there and get rid of the fuel plate, whatever's left of it. I don't know what the original owner did to this motor. Fuel plate delete, turn up the fuel, get this thing putting out as much as I can. Do I know what I'm doing? No, I don't, so I should be careful. Okay. That was easy enough. You can see my fuel plate's already been cut. I think I can cut it more than it's already been cut. I think they fell in there. There we go. Now I'm going to turn it around, open it up the top, and turn the turnbuckle to allow the most amount of fuel in. Turns out I was sold out of antifreeze, so I went out back and drained some out of an old tractor, and we're back in business. What I'm going to do is I am going to bleed the injection pump, bleed the injectors, tighten everything up. Then I'll fire the motor, and hopefully anything that, any crap that fell down in these pipes, any aluminum shavings that are floating around, will come blowing out of here. And then I'll shut it down, hook up the intercooler hose, hook up the final hose to the intake, and fire it up again and see how this works. That's the idea. I hope I didn't just break that. I think I just spun it. Okay. It's been about 3 weeks since my big block exploded. When that happened, it was a pretty depressing time for me because I knew I didn't have the time or money to fix it. Sorry, not the time. I knew it wasn't something that I was going to be able to fix. So it either was going to be that this truck ended up sitting for who knows, a year, 2 years, maybe forever. Maybe the retirement of my truck, the end of the story. And I didn't want that to happen. I don't know how to let that happen. I mean, if that was the case, it probably would have happened a long time ago. So I went with what I could do. And I took this old 12 valve out and stuck it in here. I already got it running. You already saw that. But now I've done quite a lot more to it. And everything I've done to it, with this compound turbo and this experimental stuff, it's like if you took your grandma and put her on Adderall. So I took this old dinosaur and I mean, really, without doing it the right way and putting new parts in it, it's just like, let's speed this old dinosaur up and see how fast it'll go. So I'm a little bit nervous now.